Thank you everyone for taking time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, see, that's a joke. If you're an IT leader or business owner, reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, still giving away a free flamethrower with every IT purchase with Picatinny rail adapters so you can mount it to any standard AR-15 like all awesome accessories can be. Go to toppingtechnologies.com and click the flamethrower button to learn more. Lastly, trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button and tell your friend, I would greatly appreciate it. Now going over to the business part of the podcast, you have Nissan shutting down 7 of their 17 plants and cutting about 20,000 jobs. Now this is brought to us thanks to Chris Benson, who's a writer over at UPI.com. And here you can see the, it's not terribly disgusting, but the Nissan logo. And it says Nissan to shut 7 plants and cut 20,000 jobs. Unfortunately, you can see some of their vehicles in this picture. So, yeah, it's a bunch of rudimentary, ugly crossovers and SUVs. They've got one good vehicle now after they killed the GTR. They've got the Nissan, well, some people call it the 400Z, but they also just call it the Nissan Z with a twin turbo and a stick shift. It's a good combo. The one good Nissan vehicle. They don't even put this in the picture. That's a little disappointing. Chris, who wrote this article, but nevertheless, he says, quote, Japanese automaker said it will shutter 7 plants, cutting thousands of additional jobs in a second round of job layoffs after yielding millions of dollars in profit losses last year. The shakeup cuts Nissan global workforce by a total of 20,000 employees and reduced the total of factories from 17 to 10 by 2027, which, now that I think about it, will they really make it to existence in 2027? That's a debate in and of itself. Now, you also have Nissan Motor CEO Ivan saying, quote, the decision to reduce the workforce, of course, was not easy, unquote. Official says it will impact Nissan staff and contractor roles across the manufacturing, sales, administration, research, and development divisions. Wait a minute, he has research and development? I don't believe that. Next, they'll tell me they have quality assurance. Do they? The rumor is they actually do. I don't think they know what a transmission is because, the thing that grenaded their reputation was the Nissan CVT transmission in the year Ultima, which was a ticking time bomb that seemed to inevitably break every time it got over 30,000 miles, which is probably the main reason people don't buy the vehicles these days, or a big contributing factor. Now, they know that they also grappled with poor sales in China and the United States and decreased consolidated operating profit of $2.78 billion to $300 million. They continue saying, quote, in the face of a challenging full year 2024 performance and rising variable costs compounded by an uncertain environment, we must prioritize self-improvement and greater urgency and speed, aiming for profitability that relies less on volume. I could not say that without laughing. He says self-improvement. Yeah. They also have a new metric program for the dealerships. It's only sales, not quality of service, not, overall value of the vehicle. It's just sales, which, granted, they desperately need because their sales are crashing like a Boeing airplane. But yeah, it will be interesting to see. I mean, how much worse can reliability get? Could it be worse than Ford? That might be the real question. They continue saying, quote, however, Nissan officials would not indicate which of its plants that it will be closing. This latest round of cuts include thousands of global jobs announced by the company in November and effectively to a collectively 15% reduction. Nissan announced it will cut 9,000 jobs and reduce manufacturing capacity by 20% on top of a 50% monthly pay cut for Nissan executives, as it pointed to its, quote, severe financial situation while the company aims to return to profitability by fiscal year 2026. CEO continued saying, quote, unfortunately, as you see the results, the size of the company is just not sustainable, and we don't know, and if we don't do something now, the problem will get worse, unquote. By December, Nissan was on track to create the world's third largest auto group by combining forces with Honda by 2026, but the deal broke after a mega merger negotiation failed in February for Nissan to be Honda's subsidiary company, which, yeah, that was one of the most hilarious things in the automotive community or automotive discussions was Nissan thought that they would have equal say in the operations of the company, or I should say, have equal operations and say in what would be the new entity of Honda Nissan, which, of course not. Honda makes a reliable, darn near bulletproof vehicles that are, I would argue, still fun to drive. Fun fact, they make the most stick shifts of any car company in the world by number of units sold. Honda Civic. Oh, love that little thing. And Nissan makes mostly disposable trash that people are forced to buy because they have rudimentary or terrible credit. To Nissan's credit, well, I don't know if it's an awkward word or just a pun, but to Nissan's credit, their credit department, if you have a pulse or a modicum of a pulse, they will give you credit for a vehicle. I mean, it's not good because there's a high propensity that they won't be paid back, but Nissan is known for giving credit and extended to pretty much anyone, which is why you see such a high volume of them around areas that maybe don't have the best credit. But they also need sales. So I understand why they're trying to get as many cars out there as possible. They say, meanwhile, the impact of the sweeping tariffs imposed by U.S. President Donald Trump tarnished Nissan's outlook and no longer provided guidance for its income and operating profits for 2025 due to the ongoing uncertainty among American tariff policy. Now, he also said against CEO Nissan, saying, quote, he hopes for sustainability and stability and clarity on tariffs while Japan negotiates with the United States. And he said it's very difficult to plan a current volatility of the market, which, yeah. Again, it's funny. They keep wondering, why is your company going downhill? Why is it such a bad reputation? And to me, well, not only are the vehicles mostly ugly, disgusting, and boring, but it's reputation. It's not a big mystery. The real question is, do they have the resource allocation possible to actually make reliable vehicles again? That's the real question. And yeah, this is a huge consolidation from 17 plants to 10. I mean, I don't know. They're probably the number one non-EV company that people are debating when will they go bankrupt. Because I really don't see it getting any better anytime soon. And I know, like, I'm trying to think. I think I know 2 people have bought Nissans in the past 10 years. And there's one because they couldn't afford an alternative. And the 2, oddly enough, like the Nissan truck because it wasn't as expensive as like a Ford or a GM or a Dodge or a Ram, which, I mean, in terms of a price point, it is much more aggressive for a full-size truck compared to the competition. Others would argue they have to because, it's a Nissan. But let me know, what would it take for you to buy a Nissan right now? I mean, for me, it would take me basically winning the lottery and deciding that I would like to have a Nissan Z in the garage, obviously the stick shift, because, I mean, shoot, that would just be a fun track toy. But again, if I think of a daily driver, I mean, I love a Honda Civic Si, so I would never sell her. I mean, I'm never getting other Nissan vehicles just for reliability alone. And obviously, they also depreciate like a rock. But let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so you can click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.